There we go. I think I'm live. James Maduke speaking. Let's make sure we got a microphone in front of me. There we go. Should be better. Welcome everyone to another open classroom, trainingsites.io. James is my name. If you have some questions, make sure to put them in the chat. I do my best to answer any questions that do come up, having anything to do with start building and growing an education business. And really the focus last little while, and I think moving forward, is if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see I changed the name a little bit, and also my banner on my YouTube channel. It's really about building AI-powered learning communities. So that's kind of where I'm going at it. The thing that has really, over the last 6 months, with all of the work and stuff that I've been doing, this whole kind of notion is changing everything with the online course business. And I'm a huge fan of building out training sites slash communities for businesses in the past. I'm just kind of putting that all together with these AI learning communities, which I think is probably the most important for us moving forward if you're going to be in the education business. So that's what I talk about on a regular basis. I'm just going to see if I can get my head centered here a little better moving forward. If I hear or I sound a little bit nasally, my apologies for that. That's what happens when you have a little bit of a cold. So again, if you have any questions, make sure to put them in the chat. I'll do my best to go and check them. And there we go. Website URL changed. No, no. Is it Big Mick? Is that how it goes by? Just give me a thumbs up if that's it. Okay. Yeah, so there's not a change in the URL. The only thing I changed is the actual name that shows up underneath, because I had Training Sites TV, which is what the initial idea was, but more and more it's stuff that I'm doing is all AI related, and it's about learning communities, not necessarily a training site, but more about a learning community. So I thought I would just change the actual name of it. So what I'll do here is I'll actually just show you, kind of bring it up. And if you see on the screen, I'll move myself out of the way here. If you look on the right here on the bottom left of the screen here, you'll see where my mouse is moving. It says AI Learning Communities. That used to say Training Site TV, so that's the part that's been changed. And if you go to the actual channel, the header's been changed here. So build your AI-powered learning community. That's kind of the space that I'm going to be not focusing on, but at least that has been what I'm focusing on. And I think this better describes that kind of space. So no, nothing changes. I do have trainingsites.io. I also own teachonline.io, and actually own about 100 different domains, and most of them right now point to trainingsites.io. So no, nothing's going to change in that respect. Continue to do that, and going to continue to talk about all of the cool AI stuff that is happening. And I think, and again, if you have any questions, put them in. I'll do my best to answer them about any of these things. The one thing that I had planned for today, and if I don't cover it right now, I'll actually cover it in. Just going to make sure. I have a desk in front of my desk in my little studio here. The floor is actually carpeted, and I have, as expensive as I could get, one of those, rolly mats that you can put your chair on. But because it's carpeted, I find sometimes that the chair sinks into a particular spot. So every time I do any of these live casts, it's like I've got to move my picture around from time to time because I'm stuck in a rut in another place. So if I get off the center of the screen, my apologies for doing that. It's because the carpeting underneath, I'm sinking into some specific spots. So actually, someone else just joined me there. Who is it? Um, okay, I'm gonna have trouble with that one. Wara Wara Hyatt. Are you from Middle East or North American? That's an interesting name. Obviously, not obviously. I haven't seen that before. So yeah, welcome to the call. First time here. Again, if you do, I was close. Like microphone. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah, so first time here. Again, these are open calls, lots of questions we can go through on this. And if there isn't anything that anyone's jumping on right away, what I will do is I will talk about a video that I'm going to be doing right after I get off the phone here. Sorry, not off the phone, but off the call. And just so you know, all of the calls that I do are live, unedited calls. All the videos that I do for YouTube are live, unedited. There's only live edits on them. So when someone says, do a video up, I can do one, a couple minutes after someone asks that. The one I am going to do, which is important today, is when I go to visit, when I'm visiting on Facebook or even YouTube, there's a lot of people that I subscribe to on a regular basis, a lot of people that I follow. And for me, the part that is interesting is I still see a lot of people talking about when they think of an education business, they think about a course business or, being able to create a course and sell a course. And over the past 6 months, with all of the changes that I've seen with the AI tools that are either coming out or are out, and even before that, I fundamentally had this idea, but I'm going to have to focus on it more. If you are serious about selling information that you have and the stuff that's in your head, the experiences you've had, if you are thinking of selling a course, I think you should be very, very scared. You should be petrified at your possibility of actually, first of all, earning any money by selling a course, and secondly, being able to have any kind of business out of it, because the changes that are coming with all of the AI tools, and Manus this week, which came out, I did a video on. It came out on Friday. It's a first real kind of agentic browser agentic tool that I don't have access to, but I did do a video on it. I'll actually show you the video here if you get a chance to go look at it, and I'll make sure to put the links after. But this one, there was one called Manus, and I believe it was this one here. I'll just put it up so you can see. It took 20 minutes for Manus to. Yeah, so this particular example right here, Manus is an AI agent, and watch this video because in this video I actually showed Wes Roth, who's another person that I subscribe to on YouTube, and the people that I subscribe to are on AI stuff for the technical coders and stuff. But all I do is I try and figure out how does this apply to creating courses or educational material. This example that he showed here with manus.im, which is only available right now, I think it's limited. You have to get an invite key, which I don't have yet. But there are a lot of demos available right now. And the thing that happened with that one is that in this example, and maybe I'll actually go to the live site and show you in a sec. But in this example, what he did is he gave it basically a little bit of a description for a course, and what Manus did is it actually created this entire website and the course content in 15 minutes. So you have a situation now where some people are being taught on YouTube or they're taking courses on how to create a course. And if as soon as this is available, I would think in the next week or so for myself and probably for yourself, you could say create a course on whatever topic it is, and you can have a complete course and even a website done in 15 to 20 minutes. So if you think that creating a course is a good way to earn money, I think you're seriously in trouble. And that's why I'm spending as much time as I can on the AI space and trying to figure out how do I archive or get my information together so that the AI tools can access that content and be able to organize it and present it to you in a way that makes sense for you specifically. So you're going to hear some other terms. The other one that's going to come out now that you'll probably hear a bit more about is something called RAG, and it's retrieval augmented generation. And what RAG is about is basically having your own big database of content and using the AI tools to deliver that content to individual people based on their own requests or them using an AI tool to ask for information from your content and your content specifically. So that's kind of the thing that's coming. And it's not about a course, it's about creating your content and organizing your content so these AI tools can access that. So you're going to hear that term RAG or video RAG. And actually, that's what the video will be about after, how to prepare for that now. So let me just show you. I'll pull up that one just so you can see the one on Manus. And again, if you haven't seen this video, it's called AI Agents Just Killed Online Course Creation Forever. This one was from Wes Roth. And again, I put the links in here for this particular video. So let me just go and I'll open this one up here. And again, these links, I'll make sure that they're available to you as well. Get my keyboard back in the game here. Yeah, it's manus.im. Manus.im is the actual one. And you can see I'm waiting to get my account activated. I don't have an invitation code yet. It's on limited release, so I got to see if I can actually get there. So this one's kind of cool. The way that they reference it, it's an AI agent that bridges, it doesn't just think, it delivers results. So what you can do is you can basically say, create a course. This is the areas I want covered. Organize it in a way. The example that Wes Roth used was he just said, I want to make sure that it is a dark background and yellow highlights. And basically that entire website came up. So it wasn't anything to do, wasn't anything to do with him going, create a WordPress site or, import this into Teachable or Kajabi or some other tool. It basically created the HTML, the CSS, everything for him. So go check an example on this one, and I'll open one up just so that you can see it. These are some of the demos that are available. They're available to everyone right now. And a lot of the ones I always show is like, a trip to Japan in April or, analyze stocks. But I always work about, how can we actually use it for creating educational content? And this particular one that I opened up was, this one was neat. And if you watch the demo, you see the demo running in the background. This is actually what you see when you ask it to do something. And it's going through all of the basic steps that are here. It's going through the tasks. It's showing you where it went, showing you the code that you've done. On the right-hand side, it's actually doing what it is that you're asking it to do. Any code that it needs, everything gets done right in front of you. And this took up, a couple minutes to basically run, completed. So just to show you an example, all that he did in this example was, I'm a middle school physics teacher preparing to teach the law of conservation of momentum. Could you create a series of clear and accurate demonstration animations and organize them into a simple presentation? So what it did is exactly what it asked it to do. Created it, and from there, if I'm not mistaken, that one there, if I open it, and it's not in the sandbox anymore, so let me just see if I can find it in another place. There we go. So created HTML, all of the information. This actually created the animations. This is what it created from that one paragraph description. So basic collisions, you can see I can adjust some of the different things to show the differences. Play, and I now have an animation that shows basic collisions or elastic collisions as an example. So, this was done. If you're a teacher, you're thinking about, what should I put in for a topic? Or I have a lesson that I want to show something. Basically just say, hey, can you show a quick animation that teaches this particular idea? And it'll come up with something and it'll be created for you. So this is where things are going, and it's happening so quickly. This one just came out last week. I was talking the week before about Claude 3.7. The week before that, it was about Operator from ChatGPT. All of this stuff is happening. And if you think just, putting a course together is something that you're going to be able to do and teach and have as a business, when you can create something in an afternoon with your own content and your own questions and clarifying what it is that you want to have show up, man, it's absolutely scary as to what's going to happen. So if you have any questions about this, let me know. I will show you, actually. Let me pull up. I'll try and find Wes Ross one, because that was even a neat one too. We'll go to that one. And again, if there are questions, put them in the chat. If there's stuff that you want to see, I'll do that as well. And we'll go to, I think it's, I'm not sure what's his actual thing here. So we'll go and, yeah, so this is the one that I was actually watching. Not thought control, where are we going? Yeah, I think it's this one here from 2 days ago. And I think on
In
this
less than
one,
a decade, AI will be
he's got the
unavoidable, shaping
actual
every
links
aspect of your
below.
daily
So
life. In fact, it's already changing the way that people work, and if you don't learn how to use it now, you'll be way behind.
yeah,
Lucky
so
for
here's
you,
one
I
here.
found the best kept AI secret that nobody's
I'm
talking
just going to
about.
open
The constant
this one
battle to
up and
manage
we'll
your
put a
time can
stop
leave you
to that
exhausted, and
video.
traditional
There we go. So here's an example of, he basically, if you're looking at the site right now, this was done with a paragraph of instructions on him wanting an AI development course or for Linux, a Linux course for beginners. And if you can see this, basically what happened was that it created the entire site. I'm saying everything, start to finish, and basically had all of the course content. He didn't ask for any of this, but he's got all the information through this, links to the references, all of the stuff done here. Now, of course, he can go in and change stuff or clarify stuff if he doesn't agree with it, or it's something that's missing. He can certainly go and add that. But this was the very, very first thing that got created on his behalf by manus.im. And all of that content is here. And I think that a little bit of this stuff is broken here. But if you had, just think about it. If you had this here and you took or said, can you write a script for a video introduction to this course? And you gave the script to 11 Labs to get a voice. And then you had this voice recording and you went to Hey Jen or Veed and said, hey, create a video or a talking head video that can be done to use or supplement or use this recording of a voice to create an avatar video of a talking head that goes with this and covers the content that's there in the course. So, my mind's kind of blown on this. You can create animations, you can extrapolate stuff to create videos with some of the other tools. And then if you think about it, even I talked about VO2. There's another one called Man, I think, from Alibaba that I have a video coming out on shortly, which is a text to video generator. You just say, hey, create the text to generate a video that shows and explains this, or shows a talking head that uses this script, and it's going to be able to create it for you on your behalf. You don't even have to be there. So having said that, this is the democratization of course creation. It's no longer about, going to a video editor to get stuff done, or using even ChatGPT individual prompts to, create a syllabus, and then use another prompt to get the lesson text, and then create another prompt. That time consuming stuff, which was a big savings before, is no longer necessary when you can give a paragraph or two and actually get it done completely for you. So, this is really, really exciting stuff. And if you're into the education business, you got to think a little bit bigger than, hey, I just want to create a course. And I'm not knocking courses. I hope that comes across. I'm not saying don't do or don't create a course. What I am saying is that you have to include courses as part of a bigger uh, learning platform that allows you to interact with it, with that course content. So if you have any questions about this, obviously put them in the chat. And again, I'm open to any part in the chat. So anything to do with creating course content or a platform to put it in, or even how to market it, some of the things that I've been doing that I've learned not to do and what to do. And I think what I'll do is I will show you the research. If no one has any questions, I will show you the research that I did for the video that I'm going to do, just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of where I'm coming from. And I'm not going to lie about this. When I'm looking for any of the content or what to do um, with any of this particular stuff, I use ChatGPT basically that help me out. So I do my research on ChatGPT. I usually play stuff off on Claude. So I'll get one answer in ChatGPT and then I'll take it to Claude and get a contrarian and or supplemental one, and I play them off on each other. And I've basically been building up in these projects kind of my position on it, and to see if I'm either out to lunch on it or if I'm going down the right particular track. So let me just, I'm looking for the one that I want to just bring up, the one I was looking to do on this one. Again, this one's from this morning, so I just want to make sure that I'm in the right task or the one that I was actually working at. So pardon me for a second while I find this one. Um, here's kind of the place where I am, or at least the way I'm thinking about this. Is do we actually what did we get here? Let me just see if I did we get a chat here? There we go. My chat disappeared, so let me see if that is available or not available. I think the chat's disappeared or not connected. So, oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. Um, yeah. So here's kind of the thing with this is I think that their content is going to be free, and courses are going to be free or close to free, and very hard to sell for most people that are focusing on a course, and that the real value for you, if you're in the education business, is this whole idea of blended learning or virtual teaching, where you, as the instructor, or your community as the expert, or the the authority on something, has the ability to guide or mentor people through all of these particular pieces, and that it's going to be enhanced by AI that's able to pick the pieces or guide people to the answers that they need for the situations that they find themselves. So, traditional course is out of date the second that it gets created now. And I don't really, I don't think there's many, I can't think of any. And if you can, let me know. I don't think there's any particular topics that are always up to date. There may be some rules or processes and things that most people look at, but there's always improvements and changes that can be made to any of these that, you have to maybe consider. And if you've got a static course, you've made it, it's done. You're in the job of promoting stuff all the time, whether that's buying ads or, doing low ticket offers or doing webinars or all of this other stuff to get people to buy your course or pay you a little bit of money. That's going to be, as a business, it's going to be difficult to be able to sell high ticket offers unless you are involved in that teaching process. So that's where I think the space is going. Think of it as your content, AI enhancements to it, and organizations of it, and then you being that mentor or guide through it, and charging more than enough money and larger or higher ticket options to people who need that help when it comes to implementing or being able to actually do the things that you're talking about in the video courses. So that's, that I think that's the interesting part for all of us, is if you're in the education space, think of it as a business, not creating a course. Um, and I think in the terms of the courses that you're creating, there's a couple things kind of to think of on this. And I'm just looking on my other page here. I'm not sure where it is. I got to find it. So please bear with me while I do that. The one thing is, I think actually it's here. I have it in a different spot. Yeah, so here's the thing I'm working on personally during all this. I'm creating courses still. I'm creating kind of mini or micro courses, so they're not long courses and they're really an organization of thought. But what I'm doing is basically creating my own personal library, or that idea of a RAG, my personal RAG in my community, that retrieval augmented generation, my database of information that the AI tools can pull from. And I think the cool part is for me is I like creating videos. So, in my lifetime, there's been thousands of video tutorials I've created. Right now, I think I'm at what is it on YouTube? I think 413 videos in the last little while on YouTube, creating all that content. The real cool thing now is that for that content, I'm trying to make sure that I have a database of the videos that are available for the AI tools to run on. So on my campus, there's two things that I have with that. That's Fluent Boards actually, and it looks like I'm logged out on this one. That's Fluent Boards, the project's management tool that's there. And of course, I got logged out during the session. Um, but in my particular case, I've got the tutorials which are here. And basically, this is a database of all of my YouTube videos. So these ones are all here, but that is a database of content. And then the other thing is, if I go back to the community, and on the left-hand side, I also have. I'm going. Let's see if I can get on in this one. I think I can get on with this password. Won't show the back end, but I'll get in with this password. And let's try that one again. My apologies. Oh, went in. Okay. So on the left-hand side, you can see there's the prompt library. And again, this is a WordPress site with a stack of tools on it from Fluent, but I do have a knowledge base, a document management base, where I'm putting all the information that I get, prompts that I run, all sorts of stuff. I'm trying to collect them and organize them here. So at some point in time in the future, which is probably 6 months or 9 months from now, I'm going to have an entire database of video content, also augmented or supplemented by all of the information that I've collected, curated, and bookmarked, so that any of the AI tools that we use are going to be able to pull on my content to come up with answers that are specific to what I want to teach and my personal experience. So that's kind of the neat things that are coming. Now I'm going to show you right now. This is actually some work that I did. I'll pull this up here and we'll get myself in the corner so you should be able to see it. I was doing some work with Claude actually this morning talking about it. And I was just coming up, kind of with some ideas here for it. And I was looking for one of the things I'm trying to figure out personally is, how do I brainstorm? I was trying to brainstorm like what's stuff that I can get that is outside of the box. Because if I go to YouTube now, I'm going to find people or social media. It's like, create a course and you're going to be financially independent in 10 minutes just by sending a couple emails, things like that. And they're not, I don't think they're taking into consideration how much AI is going to be affecting the course creation market, but also the way that stuff gets marketed. So I was kind of, brainstorming in this case with Claude 3.7, the new version, and I was just saying, hey, what are some bigger picture things that are coming up? So a lot of the stuff, learning companions as co-teachers. A lot of the videos that I've done on YouTube earlier about this whole idea. I did one, I guess, 2 weeks ago about 11 Labs, which is the text to voice tool, AI tool, and it had an open AI snippet. You could put a chat bot that you could hook up the Google VO, the API Flash model that's really, really good at multimodal input or being able to understand voices and text and stuff. I put a chat bot on a lesson so that if someone's taking a course that is a video course or text course, they could actually verbally ask the chat bot about saying, hey, well, what about in this situation? Or how does this apply? So that idea is a co-teacher or a mentor where the AI is actually in the actual course. That is, that's kind of the big area that we all have to be aware of. Across courses, being able to have it personal, knowing the student each time they're in a particular course. And then this is the kind of the big one that I'm kind of focusing on right now is this whole idea that dynamic content reassembly. And that's why these retrieval augmented generation or those personal databases are the ones that the AI tool can take snippets of your individual videos and put them together in a course or a way to deliver them right from snippet to snippet based on the content that's actually in the videos you've collected. So, and as much as I love doing these live streams where I answer some questions, uh, there may only be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 33 minutes that are of value to someone watching it after if they don't answer any questions. However, there's a lot of good value or content in it, but it may not just be for you. So, that whole idea of dynamic content reassembly, if it knows the timestamps of the videos, it needs the learning objectives of it, it knows, what the topics are, the content structure, and have someone who goes and says, hey, I just want to learn about this, or how do I do this? It'll pull and create a course on the fly for you that you'll be able to actually have people come and actually take if they're in your learning community, that AI powered learning community. So those are just two examples there. And again, if there's any questions, please let me know on this. Um, I'll go through a couple of the other ones here just because they're kind of fun. And again, I have a little more detailed video that I want to do on this one. What was the one that was kind of yeah, and this is the other one that got me interested just when we were talking, when I was playing around with it. Now, because I had seen that additional video on Monday or Sunday, I think it was, with that Manus.im, that AI agent, and it created like a little game, an animation, right? And I think one of the things that I'm gonna, as soon as I get access to Manus and some of the other new tools that have come out this week, I'm gonna play around a lot with being able to create games and or animations based on the ideas that are in a lesson or in a course. So these are practical applications of something that's being taught in text or maybe in video, but the ability to interact with something directly within the lesson is going to be phenomenal. And it's not about, here's a checklist, here's a PDF, here's a transcription. This is something where if someone's taking a course and they want to know, for example, how to do customer support, you've got someone being a real crappy customer to you. You have to learn how to do the support. Here's a live example. Go and do it. Or if you're trying to teach a process and you want to make sure that people have the process, you've got some kind of game or animation where the person has to move blocks around or check stuff off in the correct order. But these kind of interactive, immersive training and teaching things, AI is going to allow to happen really quickly. And kind of playing around with this, like, don't think, oh, I create a course where I do a video and a transcription and a PDF, and I'm going to make money. You may be able to sell some today, tomorrow, next month, the year after. I'm not really sure, and my gut's telling me no, it's not going to happen. Even this whole thing here, the sandbox, that was the other one that stood out for me. Is the one Manus, for example, works in its own sandbox. And the way it actually works, from what I've been reading and watching, is that every time it does a task, it basically opens up another mini browser of itself and then connects them together. So this is, when you're dealing with it, it's like your own sandbox, your own personalized interaction with the tool. So, these practical skills and memory, or the ability to know that, hey, James is taking this course. He did really crappy on this last test, or, he never finished the course. He stopped on this lesson. You've now got a situation where, you can have something to reach out and say, hey, let's go back and take a look at that lesson, or what are you stuck on? Where's the issue? Being involved in the community and having some persistence, or knowing what's going on there, is going to be, again, pretty cool. And then, yeah, so these are some of the ones that are kind of playing around with that. And here's kind of the one that it came up with, the explanation of it. And I think this is kind of the big push. And this is part of the reason I was kind of not pivoting, but just kind of renaming it. I've been playing around with personally branded campus, personally branded platform. That whole idea of you have your own space with your content and your own members and your own people who want to learn about AI assisted or AI powered learning communities. You have to have a spot for that, more so than just having a course, so that you can have the AI be able to enhance it. And these are kind of the examples of where Claude was kind of coming up with it, and I'm agreement with it, is that, you've got standard basic videos with quizzes and PDFs. And right now, I've been showing you all sorts of tools that, just create a script with ChatGPT or Claude that you record for your video, or talking points, or generate the lesson plan or the text, generate the PDFs and create some journals and checklists and summary items. And that's kind of the space that we're in right now. Um, and again, that model is still the one-time course sales, but they've got more perceived value if you can chunk on more information that's AI generated. And then the next kind of one is this whole idea of where we've got the AI implementations of it, that teaching assistant, or that AI mentor supplementing the content and being able to personalize it a little bit, find out where people are struggling, or clarify or enhance the content that you created once, but being able to extrapolate on it moving forward. And then that third one, and that's the one I'm kind of, that's the one I'm gravitating towards, and I'm betting my bottom dollar on. This one here is that learning ecosystem, that AI learning platform. community where you're able to do it. And it's the ability, all of these AI tools, to be able to pick out your content and put it together. And again, the thing that I've been doing the last little while, and why I created, actually, let me go back to this. The reason that I created, let me pull up my videos here. The idea of the knowledge base, or the video library that I was talking about earlier. This video library is in WordPress, but it is done as its own custom post type. So if I go and I actually take a look at into the individual videos, I've actually got fields in my database that show the title, the video link, in this case it was YouTube, the title, the key summary and takeaways that are here, action items, about the video, when it was done, what the date was, how long the video is, what part of category is it. But this is in a database. So I'm creating that database so that in the future, I have content that is chunked in pieces, and I have an indexable database of it that the AI tools can pick from these and be able to create the content that it needs to answer the questions that people have. So that's kind of what I'm building out through all of this. And in this case, what I did, and what this is the part kind of that we were working on, is, let me just pull this one up. This is kind of implementing, but this was the one about, I was just saying, if I'm going to keep these video, or this video data, what are the things that I need to know? So for example, some of the things that are doing, so timestamp, physical chunking, basic tagging system, relationships, descriptions, URLs, titles. So any of the videos that I'm doing, I'm now making sure that I track all of these, getting ready for all of the stuff that's in the future. So if this game makes any sense, or you're going, wow, I can't do that yet, give me a thumbs up or ask some questions. For me, the next question that I'm playing around with, and again, I'm a big, big, big fan of owning your data. And for me, the thing that's challenging and or unknown is I'm creating this content, but where am I going to put my videos? Because if I put them on YouTube, they are public, and I don't have real control over, for example, the interface. It's branded by YouTube. I can remove some of it, but not all of it. And then I've got an interface of YouTube that I have to kind of play around with, and there's limitations on it. On the other hand, I can do something from Vimeo, which I have an account for, which is more of a business to business tool, but it can be expensive. Then there's ones like Wistia where you can put them up, a little bit smaller company. Are they still going to be around? The other one is BunnyNet, which is a content delivery network, which is kind of like just a big hosting service. It does some cool stuff, but it's open, so you got to write some scripts and do things there. So this place where you're going to collect your content on your website, your videos is the other part that you've got to think of as you're kind of moving forward with this. And for me, the short term is create videos as fast as you can on YouTube, and keep in mind that you're putting chunks in place or pieces in place that can be used sometime in the future to actually create the content. And I did one test just this morning. Let me see if I can find this one here. This is one that I did. I think it won here. Yeah, so let me just pull this one up here. So what I did on this one is I took a YouTube video that I had, and I had ChatGPT in this, or in this case Claude. I had it basically say, put this little script together, a little prompt together, and the little prompt was all about, hey, I want you to look at this video, and this is what I want you to give me: the title, duration, topic, timestamps, segment titles, brief summaries of each one, concepts covered, learning objectives, difficulty level, implementation context. And then basically I had it go through, and what it did is it's now given me all of the information about this particular video that I did. And let me just pull it up so you can see it. There we go. That was the actual transcript that I put up and pasted. And Here's what it got, all the segments out, and basically now I have metadata for this particular video. And that's something that's available that AI can pull on, pull the pieces based on the timestamps and put together course content moving forward. But if I don't have these videos and I don't have this content to pull on, then your whole expertise and your authority is limited if you don't have the content to pull on. So I think creating video content is the best way to do that, not writing blog posts or any of those other things that are text based. I think create videos quickly. If you don't know how to do them, get started. Make some really crappy videos moving forward. Don't worry about the production of them. It's your ability to share yourself and be authentic about it and make mistakes, but just share what it is, the what and the why, and how you're doing things, and then make sure that you have it as part of your archive or your content. So all of these tools are going to be able to pull on it when people are in your community. So if that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if there's any questions or any more questions here. I think there's 10 or 11 people on the call, but I get no questions. I don't know why. Like, am I out to lunch here and you're going, oh man, it's too far ahead for me? Are there things specifically that you want to talk about that are either, maybe if you're a beginner or starting out, what would you do? Or how do I create my first course? Or how do I make sure I'm talking to the right person? Or, those kinds of things. Those are, all important things to do as well. It's a business. It's not just creating a course. It's how am I going to create an education business? How am I going to look at this a little bit longer term? And if it is just, creating a course and that's all you want to do, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying if you're looking at it from a little bit of a bigger perspective as a business that's going to be here for a couple years, either you as a solopreneur or other people bringing them in, like just start thinking 6 months from now, a year from now, as all of this stuff changes. So let me see. Oh, there we go. With AI courses, how many courses are too many in your community? Um, Big Mick asked that question, and that is a that is an excellent question. I'm not happy that you asked it because I don't have a perfect answer yet. And part of it has to do with the platform that you end up using. So here's what I'm struggling with personally on this thing, and it has to do with that particular question. And what I'm talking about is if I go and take a look at my particular site, just as an example, I'm not entirely sure how to organize this yet because I have on my case, I have my YouTube videos that are here. And many of these videos are, they're kind of organized by in different playlists, for example, that I have, AI tool ones or marketing tools. Then I have some that are just about, content delivery or content creation. So I'm trying to organize them in categories. But I did this as a custom post type in an Elementor page, which if you ever want this page, for example, you got a WordPress website, just let me know and I'll make it available. You just have to put your content in, obviously. But these aren't courses, but if you put them in a sequence, they could be part of a course or organized as a course. So on my platform that I'm using here, which is Fluent Community, it has a simple um, uh, course kind of piece in it. And if I go to the courses here on mine, you'll see that there's a listing of courses that are available and it can be sorted by alphabetical latest and also ones that are kind of in the starting or building or growing. You've got some different tags or topics to organize them. But if you had 1,000 courses here, this is not a usable kind of piece. If you had one course, do you really need something like this if there's only one course here? So it's not a cut and dry answer. The other thing is some of these maybe only have, they may only have the need for one or two lessons or three lessons, or some of them might be text only, or do you need to have a quiz? Or are you providing certification for something? So the way they get delivered has, or the way that you think you're going to be delivering them, or the way that you want to deliver them, the platform that you end up putting them on may determine how that actually gets done. One of the things that I struggled with in the past with this is I was using LearnDash, which is a proper learning management system or software for WordPress. which I really like still, and I still use on a number of sites. That one does quizzes and assignments and certifications and dripped feed, all of that cool stuff. But you can't do one video lessons on it. You have to have like a course description page. Someone has to take the course and then get into another complete kind of thing just to see one video and lesson. So if you did up my case, if you did up, 400 videos on YouTube, I don't want to have 400 courses in LearnDash, which would be kind of hard. And then, some of it may be frustrating to get people in when they've got to do a couple clips or clicks to actually get into things or enroll in courses. Or so really depends on how your business model set up and how many courses that you think you might be using doing that. Um, so how many courses are too many for the community? The other part I just want to add to that again, um, am I perfect on this? Do I have all the answers? No, by no means do I. This is what I'm betting on based on what I've seen for myself and the other people that I respect and admire who are also starting to do the kind of same thing in my space. You have to remember I've been doing this 25 years selling online courses. So there's a number of people that we talk on a regular basis and kind of figuring out where stuff is going. The courses, long courses, I don't bother with long courses anymore. I look at 3, 4 lessons if I can, a micro course or a mini course, and having multiples of those, I think is far more effective than having some big long course that answers everything. And that's really the YouTubeification of content, right? If you have a question on how to do something or you want to find out about something, I know personally, I do Google searches like once a week if I'm lucky. So I search on YouTube first and or Perplexity first about something, and Perplexity will actually reference all sorts of places to give answers. So having a big long course and searching for a course, I've never searched for a course. I've never said, hey, give me a course or what is the best course on something. I've never done that. I've gone to YouTube and looked first. And Perplexity is the other one that's coming up because it does have a much broader knowledge of that. And the part that I'm being, I don't know if it's, I don't know what the right word is on this one, but I basically had yeah, I'm not so bad prompt. I did a couple searches on Perplexity about in my space, and some of the YouTube videos that I have done have come up in answers in Perplexity. So that's one of the benefits, and what I've been talking about is use YouTube as your marketing vehicle. The more videos you can get up on YouTube, the more chances that you have as you're showing up as the reference materials in tools like Perplexity that are going out and searching everywhere. And in ChatGPT, for example, the deep research, or even now in any of the tools that are doing any kind of deep research on all of these links, if you've got 400, 500 small YouTube videos that are answering specific questions, these AI tools are going to start pulling from it that people are going to be introduced to you, as opposed to you doing cold outreach or spending money on ads or flooding some social media thing with channel on some low ticket offer to get them into a sales funnel of some kind. So I think creating this content, these small pieces, is far more effective than doing it. And then the other one is that when you have a bunch of small courses, it's easy to actually put them together in actual courses. And if you haven't already, make sure to go. This one here, I have a course that I basically put together. What was it? Yeah, turn YouTube videos into courses. And this is one that I did, just a quick little kind of mini course here. And these particular videos that I'm showing you were actually YouTube videos. I just organized them in a course. And this shows exactly how I did what I was doing. So there's an example of, how to organize YouTube videos as a course, or how to create YouTube videos into lesson content. That was basically a YouTube video, and it's in a sequence here, or part of a sequence that makes sense. So when you're thinking of these little small kind of pieces of content you're creating, try and keep in the back of your mind, how does this fit together? Or what are the questions I'm answering? And how can I use, or if I do a video on YouTube, how can I reuse it or repurpose it in a mini or micro course, or have any of these AI tools kind of pull from it? So if people aren't always going to watch your content, what's the fine line between creating content and engaging with members? Um, that's the other thing that there's a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't released yet. There is a number of things that I have coming on my site that are all about engagement on the site, and it's not officially launched yet. But I will show you. Actually, I will show you what's coming, so that you can see where I'm kind of putting this together and the stuff that I'm playing with. So, the real question Big Mick is talking about. So, I got my content. Where's the community part in the content? It's one thing to have the content, but where are the questions and answers? How do you get people involved in the questions and answers? So, here's the thing that is coming specifically for me and for a lot of the clients that I deal with. So here's actually one thing I will show you. I'm actually a white label reseller for Active Campaign. So I have lots of clients who basically go through me and buy from me, but they get access to my branded version of Active Campaign. And if you're not familiar with Active Campaign, that's email marketing automation software as a service that has a really great CRM or customer relationship management and sales management tool in it. And I've created over time a lot of automations that are based on tags or the way people go through sites or get involved in sites, whether that be taking courses, visiting pages, or getting involved in communities. So one of the things that you'll see starting out is a lot of those automations that I had in Active Campaign. I'm now moving them over to Fluent CRM, and you're going to start seeing them on this site as well. And let me just see. I'm going to pull this one up. Pardon me for my cold here as well. How long I've been talking to you? 50 minutes. Holy mackerel. Just did the mute. Hopefully we're there. I should have brought some water with me. Let me just I'm going to pull up another screen here so you can kind of see what's, oh, I'm not logged in. Okay, let's do it this way. I just logged in as a, excuse me, as a regular viewer on this one. What would be the best way to do this? Un momento. What I'm going to do here, so pardon me for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my mic on mute for a sec. I'm just getting a glass of water. Please, 6 seconds. That's all it will take. There we go. How was that for the first time? I've never done that before. My apologies. I did get a glass of water. There we go. That should be better. Perfect. Um, okay, where was I? Boosting. Here we go. There we go. So let me just, yeah, these are the pieces that I've been working on. And this is the stuff that I'm putting directly into the site. So there's a whole tagging system that is set up that I'm moving over or transferring over. And this is this whole idea of knowing when someone logs into the community, knowing if someone's active on the community, knowing when they're stale, when they need to be reacted. And these are ones that I actually used Claude to clarify through. And it did a really good job of helping me out with this. You know, whether they're tagging some additional members, and then what it did is I have the email sequences that are going out for each of these particular pieces. So, you know, 21-day series, that kind of thing. So there's a whole bunch of engagement series just to get people to log in or stay active. We got what are the other ones there? Re-engagement sequences. What are some of the other ones that I did? Smart links I have. I did a whole bunch of them. So these are the ones that are starting to get implemented. Um, and it had so the welcome sequence, onboarding, the no login re-engagement sequence, the morning check-in, community challenges. Um, we had paid offer sequences, agency service office offerings. So all of these ones, the sequences are created out, the tagging is created. I just haven't turned it on yet. But this is a big part of it. You know, you either have to have someone who's monitoring the community, which I do anyway. This is a full-time gig for me. I'm here every day, and that's part of the paid service that I have. Is if you are, a campus builder member, the paid upgrade that I have for the community, I'm available all the time during the day to answer specific questions that you may have. Um, and you get live chat in that particular with the upgraded thing. But if so, I'm trying to automate it with tags so that there is either emails and or messages from the community going out, and challenges are going to happen. There's going to be workshops. They're going to start becoming a lot more available where I'm teaching online. So this is that next transition that I think that's going from the idea of, hey, I'm going to have a course to, wait, I need a teaching environment. I need an AI enhanced or powered learning community. And if you're not prepared to teach and be involved in that teaching process, or want to learn how to do it, whether you're good at it at the start, but you know that if you are passionate about something, you have something to share, people can see who you are, what you're like, whether you know your stuff, and be able to be part of your community. There is a way to monetize it if you're ready to get involved, either really involved in the community without your face, or what I'm going to be doing is being involved in teaching more, where we're actually doing live workshop or implementation calls, as opposed to here's my static course, read the text, watch the video, here's a PDF, none of that stuff. So hopefully that helps. And again, it's the content is there to augment. The content is second. Teaching is first. It's supplemented by courses. So I don't, and as much as I would like everyone to watch a course and complete it, I think one of the stats that I saw, it was 8 or 10% of people finish a Udemy course, even by the top course authors. So you got, some of those courses are 100 different 2-minute videos and things like that. So that means that you're getting people that are watching 8 videos, which is absolutely crazy if you think you're going to teach someone something, and they're only watching 8 out of 100 videos. So putting yourself or making yourself available in some kind of thing, that's where the monetization opportunity is. And the way that you structure that or put your business together and supplement it by content, I think is the great part. Because, if we're doing some kind of live call or someone says, how do I do that? And you're able to say, go watch video 7 of this course, or I covered that in these 2 lessons, or here's the specific video that would help you out. Go and do that, watch it, and next time we get together or next time there's a live workshop, just come and ask me about it. Or I'm online, message me in my community and say, I just tried this and it worked or it doesn't work, or it partially works. What else can I do to provide that? And that involves you being involved in the community. And again, you have a different business if you don't want to be involved in a learning community, if you just want to sell a course or something along those lines. So hopefully that kind of helps. How long have I been going here? Almost an hour. Again, these are open calls. We didn't get too many questions today, but I got ranting a little bit. Hopefully that was helpful to people. If there aren't any more calls, or if you don't have any more questions, I'll probably bring it in for a landing, have a little bit of lunch, and then I will actually do that video on kind of the steps that are happening with keeping your own data available for it. And again, here's a classic example. I'll just show you what I did based on this, and then I'll finish it up. But I want to show you kind of my thinking on this because it is a question that came up with here. So I'm doing all of that information that we were just talking about, rags, and putting it, together. Let me do. I'm just looking for the one that some of the. I can't. I don't know where it is right now. But the one that I was talking about, where we had, when I was looking, and I said, what are the different ways to keep your database and your stuff together so that you can organize it in the future for AI tools to do it. Here's exactly what I did for that is I started to put together, based on the research that I did in ChatGPT while I was working on all of this, I started to create a course with the from the chat material while I was doing the research, because I was asking questions through a process, and that process is something that you will probably go through when you're thinking about, oh, am I going to do that database thing? Or one of the questions that I actually got on a YouTube video was, how do you make sure that the AI tool is pulling from your content? And then after that got asked on a comment in a Facebook, a YouTube video, that's when I started to go and say, well, I better be able to answer that or explain it. And I ended up with a long conversation with one of those tools, and it basically came back and said, I said, okay, well, there's 5 or 6 questions. What is the order that I asked them? That is technically a course putting that together. So I actually started doing that just before this call. I created a course. It's not published, but this is where I'm going to be putting all of the content that was done. And if you've heard any of the other videos that I've done, I often mention something called digital exhaust, about capturing what you do while you're doing it so that you can have it in your database of information or content. But that's kind of I try and do that as much as I can. So here it is here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that one. So this is the one that I actually started creating based on the conversation that I had, or the comment that I got on a YouTube video, and then the conversation I had with an AI tool. So building your AI ready content library. And then, so I started building this out, and then here's the lessons or the conversations that I got during the AI conversation, and I'm now organizing it into a content. And right now, I'm not enrolled. It's not public, but it will all be in here. And I may add a little bit of a video or an introduction and say, hey, this is about this. This is a situation it might be used in. I put the information below. Take a look at it. And it's there. And here's the process. So if you can capture your digital exhaust of the stuff that you are teaching about or talking about, capture what you can while you're doing it. It is an asset if you can put it into some content library, because AI is going to be able to pull from it whether you like it or not. So I'll bring it in for landing there. And I guess one last question, any thumbs up, anything like that, that would be certainly wonderful. I'll be back here next Wednesday again. And also always go to the community at trainingsites.io/join. Let me make sure I got the link up there for you. Yeah, /join if you're watching this after. Free community for you to start, build, and grow your education business and end up with your own AI powered learning community. So my name is James. Thanks a lot for visiting me today, and like and subscribe to the channel, all of that important stuff. I'll be here to help you start, build, and grow your education business. Take care. Expect the best.